Council. Um, Councillor McKenna is online. Welcome this evening. Staff, Mr. Dumont, and media. I'm going to ask Deputy Mayor Peters to read the land acknowledgement.
As we gather this evening, we pause to remember that in this province we live and work on lands that are by law the unceded territories of the Wabanaki peoples, predominantly the land of the Mi'kmaq. May we live with respect on this land and live in peace and friendship with its people. We also acknowledge that African Nova Scotians whose culture, heritage, and history have been and remain a key part of our province for more than 400 years.
Thank you. I'd ask for the approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Dorrington, seconded by Councillor Joel McDonald. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Approval of the consent agenda, the minutes of the meetings, Council and Committee of the Whole held on April 20th, 2026. And the proclamations.
I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters, seconded by Councillor Fraser. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We're going to the approval of the reports. The Committee of the Whole report.
I move that we accept the Committee of the Whole report as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Engineering and Public Works report.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll move that we accept the Engineering and Public Works report as submitted.
Moved by Councillor Joel McDonald. Seconded. You're a little too late, Jim.
There's a delay.
There's a delay. Moved by Councillor Joel McDonald, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Any questions on the motion? Yes, go ahead. Go ahead.
Just one question through to Earl. The report indicates that a bus shelter was relocated. Can you tell us where and why was it relocated, please?
Councillor McKenna, the bus shelter that was relocated is the one on our Commitee Street on the corner or near the Bell on Back Street. There were complaints that it was not safe in it for the crosswalk that was there, so the bus shelter was only slightly moved back to the 10 feet back to make for more visibility.
Thank you for that.
Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The solid waste report.
I move that we accept the solid waste report as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Dorrington.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Joel McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The police report.
Move that we accept the police report as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Dorrington.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion?
Yes.
Go ahead, Councillor McKenna.
Thank you. I noted that in Chief Leo's report that there was feedback from businesses on drop-ins carried out by Constable Heighton. I'm just wondering if there was any themes those issues and concerns. And I also at the same time want to thank Constable Heighton for her work in liaising with businesses as well as reaching out to vulnerable people.
Thanks for the question, Councillor McKenna. As far as the themes, I can't provide you an update on that, but I will say I have daily conversation with Constable Heighton, and any concerns or any trends or anything, I guess outside of what we're currently seeing, Becky's very quick to communicate that. So nothing reported. However, I can make that inquiry with her. If there is something of relevance to report back, I can send that back to council.
Thank you.
Any further questions?
Just a comment.
Go ahead.
First, I just wanted to commend the police on the Coffee with a Cop for Police Week. It was a great event downtown, and it was nice to see so many people out, especially by Becky and some of our vulnerable population. As I note every month, I did note the occurrences at Viola's Place did take a bit of a step up, but my concern is more that in Constable Heighton's report, I noted that she does still make contact by going by Viola's Place, and I know that some of the clients had requested that she come in with Napoleon. It seems that some of the population at Viola's didn't understand that she was no longer invited to attend at the Viola's Place, and I'm just wondering if they've opened those lines of communication any to have her start visiting there again.
Thank you, Councillor McDonald, for your comments and your question. I want to start by giving 100% credit to Constable Heighton and Emma Proudfoot for organizing all of our Police Week activities last week, and as well with the Coffee with a Cop in the Murdoch Park. Very well attended. Lucky to have some good weather on our side as well. No updates with respect to visitations at the shelter. We have continued dialogue with the shelter. We've on a as needed basis, if you will, and no update to provide there with respect to getting back to police in general being welcomed there. If not called or if not scheduled. But Becky has done a tremendous job, leading up to their change in policy, if you will. Becky had built some really good relationships with staff and clients, and she's been able to keep contact with most of those folks in spite of what's happened.
Okay, thank you.
Any further questions?
Just one more comment.
Yeah, go ahead.
The Bowl for Kids' Sake event was a great event, well attended by the police department. I did just want to put on the record, though, that the town of New Glasgow team did raise more pledges than the New Glasgow Police Department. That's all.
We've decided it's going to be one of our staples. So challenge accepted for next year.
Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Community Development Report.
I'll move that we accept the Community Development Report as circulated.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Business Development Officer Report.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll motion that we accept the Business Development Officer's report as submitted.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councillor Fraser. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Fire Report and Fire Inspection Report.
Yes, Your Worship, I move that we accept the fire report and fire inspection report as circulated.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters. Seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. The Building Report. Moved by Councillor Fraser. Seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. The Information Technology Reports for April, March, and February.
Yes, Your Worship, I'll motion that we accept the Information Technology report for the 3 months.
I'll second that.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald, seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. The Human Resources and Corporate Communications Report.
Yes, Your Worship, I move that we accept the Human Resources and Corporate Communications report as circulated.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters,
I'll second.
seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you to all staff for the tremendous work in putting those reports together. Okay, we're down to our presentation of our budgets for fiscal 2026, 2027. Councillor Fraser.
Yes, Your Worship. You may note that there's 3 items here. Tax rate resolution. I'll begin with that. The Town of Glasgow tax resolution for 2026-27. Be it resolved that the estimated expenditures of the Town of Glasgow for the period April 1st, 26 through March 31st, 27 be approved, accepted, adopted in the amount of $26,350,377. And after making allowance for estimated revenue in the amount of $6,600,777, the amount of $19,739,600 is required from the general taxation of the assessed valuation of $830,000, $174,000, and $300.
No.
Therefore, be it resolved that the tax rate for the Town of Glasgow for the period April 1st, 26 to March 31st, 27 be set at $1.88 per $100 of assessment for residential and resource properties, and $4.47 per $100 of assessment for commercial properties. Be it further resolved that the pollution control rate of $1.40 per cubic meter of water be applied as the current pollution control charge. Be it further resolved that the solid waste uniform charge of $103 per residential dwelling unit be applied as a solid waste charge for all dwelling units of 4 or less. Be it further resolved that the rate of taxes for the current period may be collected by warrant and distress without further notice if not paid on or before the 31st day of March 27, together with all costs and expenses of levy and sale of good on all proceedings thereto. And further, if the said taxes are not paid before June 1st, 2026 for the interim tax bill and the November 1st, 2026 bill for the final billing, and an added penalty charge will be payable at a rate of 15% per annum on the balance of all outstanding tax accounts.
Okay, just a couple of things I just wanted to clarify. So the it should be an amount of $26,340,377, and the assessed valuation of $830,174,300. And just one other thing, the solid waste uniform charge is $183 per residential building unit. So moved by Councillor Fraser,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion?
Yes, Your Worship. Before the vote, I would like to place some remarks on the record,
Sure.
which will apply to the taxation resolution, the operating, and the capital budget. The budget meeting was scheduled on Tuesday, May the 5th, for Monday, May the 11th, as the sole date identified for the budget deliberations. Due to the short notice and existing work commitments, I was unable to attend. In an effort to accommodate participation, I proposed Friday, May 15th as an alternative date. However, that date was declined on the basis that administration wished to finalize the draft budget by May 15th in order for it to proceed to council on May 19th. The meeting therefore proceeded on May the 11th, and no alternate dates were brought forward for council consideration. Accordingly, I was not present for the May 11th budget deliberations and did not participate in the discussions or decisions that informed the development of the final draft budget, including budgetary decisions that are that ultimately determined tax rate implications being presented to council for adoption. On May 6th, after confirming I would be unable to attend the meeting, I requested access to the budget materials in advance of the deliberations so I could review the information and provide input as part of council's decision-making process. I was advised that I would receive the draft budget only after council had completed its review during the scheduled meeting. In my view, this limited my opportunity for meaningful participation in advance of council's consideration of the budget. I was subsequently contacted on May the 12th and invited to review the materials on May the 15th after the budget meeting had already taken place and after the draft budget had been finalized. I also became aware on May 12th that another member of council had not been available for the May 11th meeting, but had been provided an opportunity to review the budget materials with administration on May the 7th, prior to the budget meeting. I was not advised of nor invited to attend that review opportunity. Further, on the afternoon of May 13th, council was provided additional information respecting a grants-related portion of the budget, and members were asked to advise whether they aligned with the administration's recommendation. While I am generally supportive of that recommendation based on the information provided, I remain concerned that council was being asked to consider elements of the budget in a segmented manner and within compressed timelines. Council's responsibility under the Municipal Government Act requires that members be provided a reasonable opportunity to review information and participate in deliberations in order to make fully informed decisions on matters of this significance. And while I did attend the May 15th meeting and appreciated the opportunity to review the materials with administration, that review occurred after the fact. As a result, I did not have the opportunity to meaningfully participate in the formation of the draft budget now before council. I was not present for the May 11th budget deliberations and did not have the opportunity to participate in the discussions or formulation of the draft budget. As a result, I'm not in a position to support a budget developed through a process which I was not able to meaningfully and equitably participate. Based on the above, I would like to abstain from the vote. For the record, my abstention is not a comment on the substance of the budget itself, but on the procedural circumstances under which council is being asked to consider it. My request is based solely on my inability to participate and provide input in the deliberative process, and is not a reflection of the work of staff. I acknowledge the significant effort involved in preparing budget and supporting council through this process. However, pursuant to Section 34 of our council meeting bylaw, I understand that I am required to vote on matters before council unless council permits abstention. Accordingly, I am requesting council's permission to abstain from the vote. In the event that I am not granted permission to abstain for reasons outlined, I will be voting in the negative. Additionally, I request that these remarks be recorded in the minutes prior to the vote.
So I'm going to have to ask for help on this. There has been a request for permission not to vote?
For an abstention.
For an
Correct.
abstention?
Yep.
So we would have to do that before we vote on the, okay, do we need a motion? So
I guess I'm making the motion then.
yes, somebody else should make the motion.
Yes, Your Worship, I move that Jessica be granted to abstain from the vote based on the information that she's provided and her rationale.
Okay, moved by Deputy Mayor Peters, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for that. We have it's been moved and seconded. Are there any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Oh. Are there any abstentions?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. Duly noted. Thank you. A motion to approve our operating. Does this follow? Yes, this follows through for the operating and capital. Do we have to do separate? Okay, we're okay. Do we do all in favor? Motion to approve the tax resolution. So I thought we have a mover and seconder for that. So we need to vote on that. Okay, all in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried.
Abstention.
favor, opposed, and?
Yes, and abstain, but I thought that's what we just did.
Well, you gave her permission to abstain, and then you're having 3 votes, right?
Right, this,
So.
we already did the first vote
Right,
on the
she's
tax.
having- Second one, she needs to abstain on, and then the third one, she needs to abstain.
Yeah, I thought we already did the tax resolution that she abstained on.
Yeah.
Yes. We did the tax resolution vote, yes. When I was just, yeah, going to the operations. So we have a mover and seconder on the operational budget. Yes. So a mover and seconder. No. Could I have someone make a motion to approve the general operations budget?
Move that we accept the general operations budget fiscal for 2026-27.
Moved by Councillor Fraser,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain? Motion carried. And finally, the general capital budget.
Yes, Your Worship, I would move that we accept the general capital budget for fiscal year 2026-27 as stated.
Moved by Councillor Fraser, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstain?
Abstain.
So noted. Motion carried. I have some comments and that are some remarks I'd like to share. Good evening, everyone. Council has completed the Town of New Glasgow's budget review process for the 2026-2027 fiscal year. This year's budget was developed during a period of significant pressure and uncertainty both locally and globally. Rising costs, increasing service demands, aging infrastructure, and the growing social challenges with drug addiction and homelessness facing our community have all had a direct impact on the decisions made throughout this budgeting process. As a municipality, we recognize the financial strain many residents and businesses are already experiencing. Throughout budget deliberations, council and staff work diligently to balance fiscal responsibility with the need to maintain the essential services, programs, and quality infrastructure that our community relies on every day. However, the realities facing municipalities today have made difficult decisions unavoidable. This means residential and resource tax rates will increase by 4 cents per 100 of assessment, and the commercial tax rate will increase by 2 cents per 100 of assessment. We know any increase impacts residents, so we want to clearly explain what that means in practical terms. For the 2026 fiscal year, the residential and resource tax rates will be set at $1.88 per 100 of assessment, while the commercial tax rate will be set at $4.47 per 100 of assessment. There are no changes to the solid waste fee or pollution control rate. To help put this in perspective, a home assessed at $100,000 would experience an increase of $40 per year, or $3.33 per month, while a home assessed at $300,000 would experience an increase of $120 annually, or $10 per month. We want residents to know the decision to implement the tax rate increases were not made lightly. They are necessary to address rising operational costs, increasing contractual obligations, inflationary pressures, infrastructure needs, and the growing demand for municipal services and community supports. Municipalities across Nova Scotia continue to face mounting financial pressures, and New Glasgow is no exception. The town's general operation budget for the upcoming fiscal year is set at $26,340,377. This budget reflects continued investment in critical municipal services, including public works, protective services, infrastructure maintenance, recreation, and community development. It also reflects increased costs associated with regional service organizations, provincial education obligations, and collective bargaining commitments. Our general capital budget totaling approximately $16,460,000 will support important infrastructure improvements throughout the community. Planned capital investments include the continuation of the revitalization of the public library, a water main project to support new residential development, and the new long-term care facility on Little Harbor Road. Other capital investments in infrastructure include energy efficient upgrades, and accessibility enhancements to municipal buildings, improvements to our cultural and recreational assets, such as trail upgrades and new curtains and heating replacement at Glasgow Square. We also continue to invest in vital equipment for our public works and protective services departments. Council remains committed to making responsible financial decisions while continuing to advocate for stronger provincial and federal support to help municipalities respond to the increasingly complex challenges communities are facing. The town of New Glasgow remains committed to maintaining essential services, investing in the future of our community, and ensuring New Glasgow remains a safe, sustainable, and resilient place to live, work, and do business. Lastly, I want to thank our residents, businesses, council, and especially the staff of the town of New Glasgow for their continued support, patience, and engagement as we work together through these challenges and toward a stronger and more sustainable community for all. Thank you. Now I'd like to ask for the approval under new business of our accounts.
Yes, Your Worship, I would move that we pay the accounts in our package for the period April 9th to May 5th, 2026.
Moved by Councillor Fraser.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. And a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters. Just take a couple of minutes to get things signed. For the approval of the agenda. Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald. Seconded by Councillor Dorrington. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. On to matters for senior staff. First is a memo for the Director of Community Development regarding the pathways to progress.
Motion to receive, your worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any?
Question?
Yes, go ahead, Councillor McKenna.
Thank you. Through to Michelle, first of all, commendable for this day. It looked like it was certainly well planned and a lot of good input. Good job. The question I have is the actionable opportunities. Are they items that we are committed to acting upon, or are we going to have measures of these in place to monitor our progress on these opportunities, the actionable opportunities?
Yes.
Thank you, Councillor, for the question. The recommendations are actually going to the Inclusive Communities Committee on Thursday. We'll take a look at them and then create what will happen at that point is a work plan will be created very similar to the equity and anti-racism plan and a report to council. Some of the recommendations obviously will require community engagement and also community partnership. So the Inclusive Communities Committee will take a look at that and determine what we can action as a town and as a committee, and then look for external partners to action any of the others.
It was a real incredible day for those who were able to attend. And we did extend invitations directly to the mayors and warden and CAOs of the other municipal councils in Pictou County. So it was disappointing that we didn't have any representation from any other group or municipal group in Pictou County. And we had a lot of staff participation and we had some council participation here, but it was an incredible day.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions? So this is a motion to receive. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you, Michelle, for an incredible job on that report. A recommendation from our Public Works. It is recommended that the Town of New Glasgow Town Council approve the appointment of Adam Langell as the Town of New Glasgow Civic Addressing Coordinator pursuant to the requirements under the Town of New Glasgow Civic Addressing Bylaw number 32. This appointment is effective for the duration of his duties with the Town of New Glasgow. Moved by Councillor Dorrington, seconded by Councillor Fraser. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. A recommendation from the Assistant Director of Engineering and Public Works. It is recommended to Town Council that the lowest bidder be awarded the capital patching tender 2026 Town of New Glasgow 26 Public Works 005. The low bid is Webster Brothers Paving and Concrete Limited for total estimated quantities.
I'll move that we accept the recommendation.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next on the agenda is a memo regarding downtown night markets from the McGillivray Properties. Permission to host 3 night markets during the summer months, June 10th, July 18th, and August 15th.
Your worship, I would move that we proceed with that recommendation.
Request, okay. Moved
second.
by Councillor Fraser, seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have a memo from our development officer, and it is on the facade of the facade for exterior renovations of 125 Provost Street.
Motion to receive, your worship.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? What? We're approving it? Oh, okay, sorry. We need a motion to approve.
I so move.
So Deputy Mayor Peters, motion to approve.
I'll second that.
Councillor Joe McDonald, seconder. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carried. Sorry about that. Thank you. Okay, next is a memo on the town hall accessibility update. Moved by Councillor Dorrington,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Joe McDonald. Are there any questions?
Yes, your worship.
Sure, go ahead, Councillor.
So it's a motion to receive the memo, or are we voting that it move forward?
Well, I have it down as a memo.
So it was already approved.
No.
This is an update because the work will commence
Okay,
soon.
thank you.
Are there any further questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you. Thank you to staff for these. Under unfinished business, you have a memo in your package on the IESO update. There was a meeting held. Councillors Fraser and Dorrington were in attendance, and the report was provided by our CAO.
Motion to receive, your worship.
Moved by Councillor Joe McDonald,
I'll second that, your worship.
seconded by Councillor Fraser. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. There's a memo on the special meeting of the Mayors and Warden Committee with regard to the fire services modernization.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Are there any questions on the motion?
Question.
Go ahead.
Thank you. Just a comment and a question. I guess I'll go with the question first. In regards to forest fires that have happened out west, BC and Alberta, I know that in one of the reports, at least if not both, they had an issue with the fact that it was stated in the report that firefighters in municipalities are not properly trained to fight forest fires. I know that that's not stated anywhere in this report, but was that discussed at all to anybody's knowledge about the need to have our firefighters trained in the event that there is a brush fire or a forest fire nearby?
So currently that is a gap, but with the new standards that are coming in provincially, so there'll be the requirement for level 1 certification, and they're also moving to the class 3 license, but they're also looking at the training for wildfires.
Wonderful. And my comment is that I'm absolutely dumbfounded that the conflict of interest that was highlighted in this report is just, in this day and age, it's remarkable that that it still occurs.
Chief White, did you want to comment or anything further?
Thank you, Your Worship. Councillor McKenna, yes, to CEO's point, wildfire training is a different level of firefighting techniques and strategies, and they courses are starting to be offered in the province. So they are working more with the rural areas at first, but it's going to towns and municipalities as well to get those members trained and prepared for the wildfire season coming. And were you referring to the auditor's report on the Office of the Fire Marshal?
Yeah.
Yes.
Just as well. Thank you. Any further?
Thank you, Chief White.
Any further questions? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Now on to new business. Under new business, we have the QB collective agreement of April 1st, 26 to March 31st, 2029. Approval? Yeah, motion to approve.
Yes, your worship, I move that we approve the QB collective agreement April 1, 2026 to March 31st, 2029.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters.
Second.
Seconded by Councillor McKenna. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you for those that were involved in the bargaining. Next, we have a letter of, regarding the from the Minister of Environment and Climate Change on the Sharps disposal.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters.
I'll second that.
Seconded by Councillor Joel McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Next, we have a letter from the Minister of Municipal Affairs with a 12-month notice.
Receive.
Moved by Councillor Dorrington,
I'll second that.
seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Motion carried. We have a letter from the Minister of Emergency Management regarding fire services modernization.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Councillor Jessica McDonald,
I'll second that.
seconded by Deputy Mayor Peters. Are there any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. A letter from the municipality of the District of Shelburne regarding the Nova Scotia power rate freeze.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters, seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. Another letter from the town of Lockport on the power rate freeze. Motion to receive. Moved by Councillor Dorrington, seconded by Councillor Fraser. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. We have a letter from the municipality of the District of St. Mary's and poverty support.
Motion to receive.
Moved by Deputy Mayor Peters.
I'll second it.
Seconded by Councillor Jessica McDonald. Any questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Finally, we have a request from the Pictou County Fire Fit Championships, which they're hoping to take place in August of 2026.
So currently, we do not have a response to the email that was sent for clarification on several items because it could be extremely costly to the town.
Okay, with that information, it's just a motion to receive.
Yes. Yes, and then we would bring back the information once
Right.
they respond.
Okay.
Motion to receive, your worship.
Moved by Councillor Joel McDonald, seconded by Councillor Dorrington. Are there any further questions on the motion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Thank you to everyone. And we're now going to move in camera.